JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7, Steel Ball Run. This manga is rated so high and is considered as the best JoJo part, and I did it so insanely dirty. Honestly, I have no good reason as to why this manga took me a whole 4 years to finish. I started reading basically as soon as I finished reading Stone Ocean, which I read shortly after I finished watching Golden Wind, and yeah, that was basically at around 2019 to 2020, because I remember still being in IRL school around that time, you know, before COVID. So the reason why I took so many breaks while I was reading the story wasn't because it was boring. I actually thought it was pretty great. I mean, the fight scenes are great, the characters are great. I guess I just didn't feel like reading it at one point. And the fact that each chapter was like at most 50 pages, yeah, that kind of killed me, I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty stupid reason, but yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I just can't really find the time to read like 50 pages per chapter. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just drop this for now and continue reading when I have more time. But it's so stupid because like during this 3 to 4 year time frame, I managed to read and complete 20th Century Boys, Oyasumi Punpun, Onani Master Kurosawa, The Horizon, Sayonara Eri, and even Chainsaw Man. It's so dumb because 20th Century Boys is at around the same length as Steel Ball Run, if not even longer. And if I didn't have time to read 50 pages per chapter, I still read 4 other mangas between that time frame. It's so stupid. I just did it so dirty. Like honestly, I got 0 excuses. Yeah, no, that was... Moving on though from the sin that I have committed, I want to talk about the manga itself. I will be talking about spoilers, of course, so if you haven't read I will be talking about spoilers, of course, so if you haven't read Steel Ball Run yet and plan to, get your ass out of here. Or maybe you're also like me and haven't continued reading it in a while. Hey, and now's your chance to continue. Why I say it like that? And if you don't care about the spoilers, then alright bro, let's proceed. I can honestly see why part 7 is considered the best, and why Funny Valentine is often brought up as one of the best villains in manga. Let's start off with the story. First off, the race concept is great, and I honestly like the idea of, you know, going around America and collecting all the corpse parts. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen while I was reading this manga, and when I was watching, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen, you know, you gotta collect Sukuna's fingers or whatever the fuck. Was it fingers or body parts? I don't know. But you gotta collect the fingers, and I'm like, dang, this is like in Steel Ball Run. And then when I was reading Chainsaw Man, they had to collect the Gun Devil bits and pieces, and I was like, this is kind of like Steel Ball Run. I don't know how original of a concept it is, but the way that Steel Ball Run did it was pretty cool. And I honestly find it funny that the corpse is just Jesus. Like that's crazy. He's canon. Jesus is canon in JoJo. That's just crazy. That's something. And I also love the new world aspect, you know, like it's like a fresh start to the whole timeline. Now this might be a weird take, but I think you could definitely read part 7 just on its own, like as your first JoJo part. Although I guess the reveal with Dio and High Voltage won't be as hype because, you know, that's like a new Dio for you. So yeah, I know I wouldn't really recommend it, but like I feel like it could still work if you really wanted to just read part 7 and part 7 only for some reason. Like why? But I mean, sure, you know. Anyways, the Zeppeli rotations replacing Hamon is great in my opinion. Like I honestly like the rotations more because Hamon was low-key kind of lame, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, maybe I just kind of forgetting how cool it is, but I don't know, from memory, at least comparing it to the spin, I don't know man, it's like Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby, I'm not gonna lie man. I think the spin is a cooler concept, made even better when combined with stands, as you can see with Tusk. But yeah, I actually don't have a lot to say about the story. I mean, it's definitely amazing, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to say anything else. Yeah, everyone knows that it's a good story. An aspect that I do have a lot to talk about though is the characters in this manga. Let's start off with our main protagonist, Johnny Joestar. Honestly, in the beginning, I was like, okay, he's alright, you know, but he was really getting better and better after each arc. The evolution of Tusk is great to see, although because of my inconsistent reading, I got confused with which acts were what. Like, I was almost at chapter 80 and I was like, where the hell is Tusk Act 3 and 4? Like, what are they gonna be, like last second introductions? Because that's gonna be kind of lame. But it turns out Act 3 was already a thing, and I just confused it for Act 2 like an idiot. It also helped that there was a page explaining what each act does, and honestly, really good stand. Like, what in tarnation? But yeah, Johnny, great character. I love him. Also, I forgot to mention, the color palette of Tusk is so good, like, I can't explain it. It makes my eyes nut. Moving on, our other main protagonist, the GOAT himself, Gyro Zeppeli. This dude is just a legend. He's just a legendary legend. The reason why I didn't think much of Johnny for most of the story was because this guy was just stealing the spotlight. Bro is just too cool. Even his horse looks cool. But yeah, I was honestly expecting him to get a stand. I saw the ball breaker creature before and I thought that was his stand, but yeah, no, it wasn't. Maybe technically it is, but at least from my understanding, it seemed like it was just a manifestation of the spin. But yeah, he's just that cool that he doesn't even need a stand to be that good of a character, to be that freaking powerful. Imagine him having a stand though, like holy moly. Bro could probably solo Valentine. In fact, he almost did, with just his balls. But yeah, I'm pretty sad though. I wish he didn't die. Bringing him back via a different dimension would have been poopy too, and I'm glad Johnny knew that. While it would have been nice to have everyone back, it would have hurt the story because it would have just been like, well, nothing happened guys, we're all good. Let's get Valentine! Yeah! Like nah, that's lame. Instead we got an insane 1v1 with Johnny and Valentine, and that was honestly well played. The little backstory that we got to Valentine was also great. It gave him more depth, and it shows us the meaning of the handkerchief he talks to Johnny about. And speaking of that whole ordeal, I legitimately kind of was believing Valentine, man. Like, I was sharing brain cells with Johnny in that fight. I was like, yeah, maybe he can actually do good. He's not lying, he didn't break his promise to Lucy about not killing Steven, so maybe there really is a good guy in there. Nope. Nah, he's just crazy. Also, side note, what the fuck was my man's Araki cooking with these emojis, bro? Like, chill. Bro was spamming these motherfuckers. Look. You're saying you can bring Gyro back? I promise. Promise. Gyro. Safely and uninjured? I promise. Promise. Then you'll just let Gyro and me go. I promise. Promise. I won't take revenge on anyone. Like, what is he doing? What is he cooking? This is so silly and goofy. That didn't even happen anywhere else. It was just in the 1v1. Anyways, jokes aside, that fight was honestly really intense and just crazy. It was a crazy fight. Like, this dude Johnny really broke Valentine's spawn point. Also, Tusk Act 4 is adorable. I love how it just makes cute noises before it viscerally annihilates you. And of course, it wouldn't be a big fight without... Anyways, moving on to the other characters. Diego, Brando, and Hot Pants. Magnifique. I love them so much. I'm so sad they freaking died. Hot Pants is another character I thought that was a little mid in the beginning, but honestly, nah, she's great. She's hot, and her stand is really useful. Like, she can beat me the fuck up. On the other hand, a character that I enjoyed all the way through, however, like Gyro, was Diego Brando. Dude is just that guy. Like, yeah, he was an asshole, but I really liked his character. And his design. And his horse. Like, that's a nice looking horse, man. Like, I like how it has the star as well on its forehead. His hat is fire. His sweater is fire. What is going on with his thigh in this image? Now, what? Like, I might even say this is the better Dio. His stand is awesome. I love how he can also turn into a dinosaur. And also, because dinosaurs are just fucking cool, man. And I really like the name Scary Monsters for his stand. Like, that just goes fucking hard. Like, it's very shoutable, you know? Like, Scary Monsters! You know, it just kind of works. That also reminds me that there's a stand in part 8 named Doggy Style. Fucking Doggy Style. Imagine you're in battle and you're just like, Doggy Style! And like, what the... Anyways, I fucking love that Valentine, while dying, took on his last resort, went looking for a Dio that was still alive, and it happened to be a Dio with the world. Like, that's crazy. And he was throwing knives too, like, I see you, bro, I see you. Shit put a smile on my face. Also, I didn't realize Hot Pants actually died when I was reading. I'm not gonna lie. I thought she actually managed to get out. What did I think happened? I don't know. Everything was just happening so fast and shit was getting so crazy. It's basically the last arc. Like, I was a little lost, I'm not gonna lie. But Dio's death, man. God damn. I was like, yeah, baby, get his ass. And then Valentine for real leg locks this man and gets between the tracks and the wheels. Like, bruh. And he thought he won too. Like, oh my god. I guess at least he died believing he won, right? And then meanwhile, while these two banger characters are dying, these two goofy ass motherfuckers are like, hey, let's tell each other our secrets. Like, just kidding. I understand why they did that, but like, it felt kind of weird after seeing my two goats just fucking perish in the most fucked up ways possible. Like, the fuck, man? Get your asses to the train, bruh. Oh my god, Gyro. Dio just died. Also, hey man, don't laugh, but I have a bug bite fetish. Like, I'm done. I'm done, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Also, I don't know if I just don't remember JoJo super well, but I feel like this part is pretty damn visceral, you know? Like, it's kind of gory, more than the previous parts, at least. I don't mind it, but I just kind of noticed it while I was reading. I was like, oh, that is a Gojo Dio. Oh, that is a beheaded Dio. Like, goddamn. I didn't know corned beef was today's lunch. Also, I honestly don't remember what happened to Sandman. Like, what? I can't be bothered to look through the earlier chapters for it either. He was honestly really cool though. I liked his character. Like, this dude just joins a horse race and says, fuck them horses, I'm using my bare ass feet. And he's faster. But yeah, anyways, he appeared in Johnny's thoughts about the rest of the deceased characters. And I was like, wait, what? Sandman? He died? And yeah, that's definitely because I was reading so inconsistently. But yeah, same with Magenta. Like, I do not remember these guys dying for some reason. I feel like a lot of the deaths just kind of get brushed off. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like we aren't really given a moment to go like, ah shit, this guy died. And it's just like, nope, we're getting straight back to the action, baby. And then there's also Weka Pipo. Like, oh my, I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect he would die like that. I low-key hate Dio for that. Like, what the fuck, man? That guy was a real brody. I mean, like, I get why he did it. You know, he had to unstuck himself, but man, that was not a pretty death at all. Another goat I gotta mention is Blackmore. This dude is fucking awesome. I love his character design. It's so good. He was only there for a few chapters, but he was honestly pretty damn cool. Catch the Rainbow is honestly insane. This dude can just get torn into multiple pieces and he'd be fine. As long as it's raining, at least. I often like detectives and stories, and he's definitely one of the banger ones. Last but not the least, of course I gotta talk about Funny Valentine. This dude is a menace. It's crazy that he was still about to win even after dying. Of course with the help of Dio, but you know, he had that shit planned out. Even told Dio to use Johnny's infinite rotation against him. I love smart villains, and Valentine is no exception for sure. Dude was literally a dimension ahead of you. I also love how his stand was introduced. Before reading the manga, I knew his ability had something to do with dimensions, but that was basically it. The bit with the mystery of who really shot Johnny was honestly mind-blowing to read and find out what happened from all these perspectives. And yeah, his ability itself, insane honestly. The stand design as well, I love it. Okay, I just remembered while thinking about the other characters, that chapter with Valentine trying to freak Lucy. God, like, put your clothes back on, sir. This dude was ready. She was like, but this is the dining table. I don't care. That was so hard to read, honestly. That was just unfathomably disgusting. Moving on though, because I don't want to think about that any further. In the beginning when Mr. Steele and Lucy were introduced, I was like, the fuck is this guy doing married to a 14-year-old? What in the world? And then later on, their backstories were mentioned, and he's really just like a father figure to her, and honestly, that's awesome. What a guy. Given Lucy's situation back then, I'm glad she's at least safer now at Steele. Also, I'm gonna talk a bit about Norisuke Higashikata. I love the misdirection with him being insinuated as another stand user working for Valentine, but nah, he's just a chill old dude. Other characters, Poco Loco is great. I mean, he's just chilling, you know, no one is bothering him, and he's not bothering anyone. Love that for him. Mountain Tim, he was pretty cool. His stand ability is great. it was kind of weird that he was trying to be with Lucy, but you know, other than that, yeah, great guy. He at least helped Lucy escape. Also, what the fuck? The kid that Jaro was fighting for just for real died. Like, that's just messed up, man. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this manga. Overall, I'll give this manga a 9 out of 10. Maybe it'll be higher after a reread, you know. You could say I should have reread it instead of picking it back up after years of not reading it, but a lot of the info still remained in my brain, so I was like, fuck it, let's just keep going. But yeah, I think the inconsistent ass reading definitely ruined the experience a bit. But hey, regardless, I still enjoyed it a lot, and I'll definitely reread it someday. And with that, I therefore conclude that part 4 is still the best part. I'm sorry, call me crazy, but like, I just love Diamond is Unbreakable. There was just something about it, you know? Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think about Steel Ball Run. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts as well as any comments regarding the gaps in my memory. Maybe there's some things I missed with the story. I don't know. Whatever you want to comment. Thanks for watching, fellas. Always stay safe and stay hydrated. Adios.
Take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Throw you in a choke, gun smoke. Biggie smokes for mayor, the rock slayer, the hooker layer. Motherfucker, say your prayers.